Welcome to Align Christ-Centered Yoga. My name is Linda and I'll be guiding our practice today. And my question for you as we begin today is this: how comfortable are you being set apart from others? I sprained my foot last week. I missed a bottom step as I was carrying my old dog, and when I landed, I came on top of the foot. I fell as it twisted under. Thankfully, nothing's broken. But I'm now physically set apart from others. I was on crutches for a few days, wearing a boot for a few days. Now I'm just really slow and can't do anything quickly. I'm not used to being the one that others are helping, that others are waiting for. And it's hard for me to be set apart in this way. God calls us to be set apart for Him. He calls us to live a life that stands out. The language that we use, the conversations that we have, the way we love others, the joy that we carry with us. He says to the Hebrews, he says to the people in the church of Corinth, he says, come out from among them and be separate. Come out from among them, be different, be separate. Written in the devotion book, Come Away, My Beloved, the author says this, as if written to us from God. I know your need, and I am concerned for you, for your peace, for your health, for your strength. I cannot use a tired body, and you need to take time to renew your energies, both spiritual and physical. I am the God of the battle, but I am also the one who said, those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. I will teach you as I taught Moses in the backside of the desert, as I taught Paul in Arabia. In the same way, I will teach you, and it will be a constructive period, not in any sense wasted time. There is no virtue in activity in and of itself, nor in inactivity. I minister to you in solitude, that you may minister me to others as a spontaneous overflow. Never labor to serve, nor force opportunities. Set your heart to be at peace and to sit at my feet. Learn to be ready, but not anxious. What jumped at me in this devotion today was that there is no virtue in activity in and of itself, nor in inactivity. When we're waiting, we're not inactive. We're just doing things differently. So I invite you today to do a yoga-inspired core strength training. I can't push off of my foot. I can't do downward dogs. I can't do lunges, but I can still prepare my body for the work that God has for me. And I invite you to do the same. I invite you to come to a seated position, sitting comfortably, maybe elevating your hips up on a blanket or a block. Maybe the legs are crossed in front of you, feet behind you. In my case, one leg in front of the other. Go ahead and rock a little bit side to side, finding those sitting bones. Rock a little bit forward and back. I invite you to begin to find your breath, maybe closing your eyes. Beginning to notice how the breath is moving through your body, the quality of breath. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? And I invite you to begin to slow your breath down. I find in core workouts in particular, the way that I use my body with breath helps me to get the most out of the exercise that I'm doing. So as you inhale, really expand through the spine, lengthen. And as you exhale, engage those abdominals. Draw the belly button into the spine and up a little bit. Knit the rib cage together, draw it down. Length with the inhale. Compression and stability with the exhale. Can you breathe in and out through your nose? Take 2 more breaths here. How do you find yourself set apart from others as you live out your faith? Begin to connect movement and breath. Take a deep breath in. As you inhale, push up from underneath. Again, lengthening the spine, pushing those arms up. And as you exhale, let the hands come down to the side. Using the abdominals, begin to reach to the side. So use the internal obliques on the right as that left arm comes up and over. Reach up. Engage the abdominals, come to the other side. So just back and forth here a few times. Deep breath in, arms rise. Exhaling, pressing into that right hand, left arm comes over. Go the other direction. 2 more times here. Can you lead with the breath? Inviting the Holy Spirit to lead your practice, to guide you. And one more time. As you're ready, take your hands to your shoulders, draw the elbows in, begin to find a cat pose here. Again, really focused on the abdominal wall today as you contract into cat, and then really using the muscles of the upper back as you come into cow and those elbows come back. So back and forth here. One more time. Exhaling into that cat, inhaling into cow. Go ahead and make the movement bigger. Draw the arms out to the side. Exhale, rounding back. Imagine that you're hugging a tree. Palms turn to the back, open up, stretch across the chest. Back and forth here. 2 more times. And release. Go ahead and come off of the block and meet me in table. And if you don't have blocks today, that's okay, but we will be using them as we practice. So if you have blocks and they're somewhere else, maybe pause the video and go get them. Let's start in table. So go ahead and press the hands down, a little bubble of air in the palm of the hands. Use those fingers as you draw the fingers in towards the wrist. Exhale as you come into that cat. Inhale into cow. So again, as the focus is on a core workout, both the abdominals and the back, find the abdominal work in the cat and the back work in the cow. So this can be a really delicious stretch, but it can also be strengthening. 2 more times here. I invite you to meet me back at center. Go ahead and extend the left arm forward, the right leg back. Lengthen again through the spine with that inhale. As you exhale, crunch elbow to knee. So just continue here. We're going to do 8 of them. Lead with the breath. As you think about building physical strength, how do you build spiritual strength? Where do you find the courage to be set apart in those difficult situations? Go ahead and extend, stay here for a breath. And as you're ready, release. Hands and knees down. Go ahead and turn the fingers underneath to give yourself a bit of a rich wrist stretch. Go ahead and come back, child, to table. One more time. Go ahead and extend the other arm. Whoops. Here we go. So my left arm is extended, my right arm is extended, my left leg is extended. Crunch and extend. Can you keep the weight centered in that front leg? Sometimes I find as I do, this is called bird dog, as I do this, I start to dump weight into the wrist. Can you resist that? Maybe you're pressing in with the fingertips a little bit more. 4 more here. Release, meet me back to center. Again, just turn those fingers underneath. Child to table. One more time. Go ahead and stay in table. Raise that right knee out to the side, parallel, and begin to gently draw the knee towards the elbow and back. So rather than leading with the knee, can you drive this from the internal obliques? So engage those abdominals, draw them in. That brings the knee towards the elbow. 4 more here. Again. And release, child to table. Go ahead and bring the other knee up. So same thing, knee is approximately parallel to the floor. Use the muscles of the internal obliques. Bring that knee to the elbow and back. And continue here. So 8. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you're ready, release, child to table. Come forward into a plank. I'm going to invite you to come into a full plank. I'm going to be in a one-leg plank here. Begin to find the strength here. So as we do this, press the heel to one wall, the top of the head to the other. Press the mat away from you. Press the hands and the foot, or feet in your case, down. Begin to really work across the transverse abdominal muscles, those muscles that run hip to hip. Find a deep, long breath. We're not going to stay on our hands too much longer here. If hands are a problem for you here, you can come up onto your fists, and that will take a lot of pressure off of the hands and the wrists, so that's another option for you. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Come to your knees if you need to. I haven't done long planks in a while. I'm shaking here. As you're ready, just gently bring the knees down and child to table. I invite you to come up onto your knees and to meet me in gate pose. So just go ahead and bring that right leg, right knee in, that left leg out to the side. So again, my foot's injured, so it's going to look a little different than usual. Generally, you're going to put a little extra weight in the outside edge of that foot. I'm kind of floating that foot here. Come down, reach, up and over. So again, working through the internal obliques here. And if it's better for you, use a block, right? And move with your breath. 2 more times each direction. Can you glide through this? Just imagine that your body is this well-oiled machine. As you're ready, I invite you to come over, bring that hand to the mat as you reach that left arm up and over. And then from here, can you begin to take a little bit of weight out of the hand? So my hand is still on the mat, but I am just floating it. If you had a piece of paper underneath that, you could slide that paper. And then come up and over and just stay here. And from here, I invite you to add a little bit of a contraction. It's a pulse, but it's very, very slight. I'm isolating those internal obliques. I'm drawing them in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Go ahead and bring your hands forward. Find that child's pose. Round your way up. Bring the block to the other side if you want it. And this foot's going to come out. If it's healthy, a little extra weight in the outside edge of the foot. Use those oblique muscles. You're going to come over. Maybe underestimate whether or not you need to use that block or would like to use that block. You can adjust it. So again, resist the tendency to lead with the arms. Breath first, and then the movement comes from the center out. Abdominals and up. 2 more times each. And then as you're ready, just bring that right arm over. Engage the abdominals, lengthen through the spine. Can you float in this bottom hand? It's that piece of paper, it's just sliding back and forth. Go ahead and keep those hips facing forward. Hip points are drawing forward a little bit. Maybe pressing through the outside edge of that foot a little bit more. Come up and over. Both arms up. So again, can you find this isolation, this contraction of the internal obliques? 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Meet me in child's pose. And rise up again. So we're going to switch sides again. So that left leg's going to come out. So this time, you keep that right hand down. Left arm reaches up. Add a crunch here. So it's actually elbow to knee. And if you are very strong and you've been doing yoga for a while, you can do this from a straight leg plank as well. So this is my modification. Definitely not in any position to be doing straight leg planks right now. Always make the practice work for the body in the time and place that you are practicing. You wouldn't do a balance practice on a whole bunch of rocks, right? One more time. And release. Meet me in child. Go the other way. So again, elbow to knee. Keep it extended. So we're using the internal obliques, but now we are also using more of the rectus abdominis, right? It's more of a crunch in the front of the body as well. 2 more times. And release. Meet me in child. So from child, I invite you to come forward onto the mat. Bring a block in front of you. So often, I think when we think about core strength, we just think about abdominals, but of course, the back muscles are part of that as well. We're going to work through the upper back and the shoulder girdle here. So holding on to this block, palms are facing in, thumbs up. Elbows are slightly in front of you. Pressing down with the forearms, you're going to kind of push the chest forward a little bit, create a really nice triangle here underneath the arm. Maintain that triangle, okay, abs are engaged. Reach the arms forward and lift the arms up towards your ears. Stay here and breathe. Extend, find length in that inhale. And release down. Go ahead and stack your forearms one on top of the other. Cheek to the forearms. Wiggle the hips. Again. Forearms settle into the mat. Come up into a triangle. Reach forward. Let the arms rise up. I learned this from a physical therapist a long time ago. Hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Hold the arms up. Don't hold your breath and breathe deeply. I'm a breath holder when I'm under stress, so that is my natural inclination. Don't do it. One more breath here. And release. Stack your forearms, turn your cheek to the other side, wiggle your hips. Can you do that one more time with me? Yes, you can. Find it first. Engage the abdominals, press through the feet, forearms press down, strong triangle. Deep breath in, extend. Exhale, arms rise. There you are. Hold it. Find your breath. Deep, even breaths. Lengthen through the neck. Don't raise your head so much that you're crunching the back of your neck. One more time. Maybe you can lift up another ½ inch higher or another ½ inch and release. Stack your forearms, turn your cheek, wiggle your hips. Go ahead and bring both arms out to the side, head down. Palms still face in, thumbs still face up. Go ahead and raise that right arm and leg. As you do that, can you press down with that opposite arm and leg? And release. Left arm and right leg. And release. So back and forth here. It's just kind of like a crunch for the back. Using the erector spinae muscles. Again, really working from the center out. Rather than leading with the hand and the foot, lead from the back. Draw the back towards the mat as those arm and leg rise. Two more here. Each direction. You got this. As you're ready, hands to the rib cage. Rise into table. I invite you to just meet me in table for a couple of breaths. Just notice any sensation in the back. Lengthen through the spine with that inhale. Begin to find neutral position of the spine. One more breath here. I invite you to come to a sitting position. So let's find boat pose. We're going to use the blocks today. So put a block in between your knees, so actually in between the thighs, just under the knees, and hold on to it lightly. It's not, you're not squeezing, but it's strong. Gentle strength. Go ahead and rock a little bit towards the tailbone, towards the sitting bones. Find that place in between. Maybe starting with those hands beside you, gently just bring those knees up. Begin to lengthen through the spine. Draw the abdominals in. Let those shins come up a little bit, but try to keep the work in the abdominals rather than in the thighs, rather than in the quadriceps, okay? And then maybe you bring this block and you're holding on to the other block with your hands, and you begin to just row your arms over one side, over the other. It's a little bit of a figure 8 here. And use the oblique muscles of the abdominals as well. So now you're using the external obliques, and you are crossing over. So as I say that, I'm wondering if the whole time in the beginning I was cueing external obliques instead of internal obliques. I don't really know, but when you go side to side, that's internal, and right now on the outside, your six-pack, that's external. And release. Go ahead and bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, find your cat. Inhale, find cow. One more time each. I invite you to come down onto your back. Bring a block with you. Again, block in between the thighs, feet up towards the sky. Gently holding on here, so feet are just about hip width apart. Go ahead and do a reverse crunch. So again, we're going to start from the center. Belly button's going to draw down. It's going to pull up a little bit. Hips will follow. Are you still breathing? 4 more. 2 more. Stay here with the legs, hips down. Bring the arms up, palms together, tuck your chin. Reach up. So again, this is all obliques. So I'm reaching across the body and back down, up and back down, cross, cross. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand behind the head. Bring that left arm across the thigh, and maybe that doesn't work for you and you're more towards the calf, but a little bit lower. And you're just drawing the rib cage towards the hip on the opposite side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Other side. So as you find it, again, be very conscious of starting from the abdominals. Rather than reaching with the arm, can you use that abdominal wall to bring the movement? 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to change it. Still the oblique exercise, but now hands to heart. So right hand behind you, supporting your head. Bring that other arm across. I've got my microphone here. I don't want to put my hand on it. But go ahead and just come up now with the arm not extended, but just folded over the body. You can just fold it over here too. So as you do this, again, now you can't pull the arm, and it's changed the gravitational, the way that losing my words. It's changed the way that gravity is affecting the body as well. 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Can you lift as high with that arm down? Can you feel those obliques yet? It's Been a while since I've done like a solid core workout. I'm feeling this. 4 more here, please. 4, 3, 2, and release. All right. We're going to keep this block in between the legs. So feet are down now. Knees are bent, hands are at hips. Come in and out of bridge. So as we come in and out of bridge today, really thinking about this as a strength exercise, right? So again, this can be a really great release for the spine. It is a really great release for the spine. This can also really challenge glutes and hamstrings. So as you tuck that tailbone under, you are contracting through the glute muscles. You are contracting through those hamstring muscles. Push the feet down. Let those hip points rise and come down. Twice more like that. We're almost done. Stay with me. Are you still breathing? Lengthen through the spine. Inhale up. Exhale, release. All right. So this time we're going to come up. We're going to stay up. Press into that left foot and just extend and bend the right. So try to keep the hips up as you do it. 4, 3, 2, keep that leg extended. 4, 3, push into that left foot, push the floor away from you, and come down. Both feet on the mat. Let the back rest. Take a breath or 2. Let the back settle. Notice what you notice. Last one. Coming up into that bridge. Use those glutes. Push the feet down into the mat. Press the shoulder blades down. So again, just straighten and bend this other leg. So what we're working on here is stability, right? Use the stabilizing muscles of the hips, the abdominals, the back as that leg moves. 4 more. It's a little bit of a quadricep extension for the moving leg. And then as you're ready, just hold that leg up. And can you keep the height in your bridge? That hip point rising, you're pushing that right foot down into that mat. Feel the hamstrings and the glutes working. And then just bring that other foot down and slowly come to the mat. Settle in. Find your breath. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale. Find the compression and the stability of the exhale. I invite you to go ahead and move the block. Draw knees in, give yourself a hug, and just rock side to side. As you're ready, hands on knees, just circle around. So as you draw that circle on the ceiling, you're massaging out the lower back. We did a lot of work today in the muscles of the back. Go ahead and go the other direction. Gently draw the knees into the rib cage and away, back and forth here. Oh, hey, kitty. I invite you to extend your legs long. Extend your arms overhead as well. And go ahead and bring that right foot towards the corner of the mat. Bring that left foot on top and over. Hold on to that left wrist. Bring your hands over to that same corner. So you're creating an arc with the body, kind of a banana here. Hey, no scratching. And stretch all the way up and down the body. Find that stretch in the internal obliques, up and into the side of the body. One more breath. And then as you're ready, we're just going to go the other direction. So that left leg will come across, that right leg will come over. Hold on to that right wrist behind you. Reach for that corner of the mat. Again, just looking for length up and down the right side of the body now. And as you're ready, release. And I invite you to meet me in Shavasana. I got a cat in between my legs here. Go ahead and winch away for your feet. Bounce your knees. Wiggle your hips a little bit. Draw the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Let the shoulders thump. One more time. Let the hands come down. Backs of the hands to the mat. Go ahead and turn your head from the top of one ear up and over to the top of the other. Massage out the back of your head a little bit. As you're ready, settle into Shavasana. As you come into Shavasana tonight, just think about this call to be set apart from others. Is that something that you're comfortable with generally, or are you that person that wants to blend? And are you comfortable being set apart for the right reasons? Maybe you're the one that steps aside when everybody else is gossiping. Or the one who steps in to defend when someone is being teased. Maybe you're the one that stands up for unpopular views. Are you set apart in righteousness? I invite you to stay here a little longer. If you need to move on with your day, come back. Find your breath. Notice the way your body is settled onto the mat. Gently begin to wiggle fingers and toes, rotate wrists and ankles, turning the head side to side. Taking a deep breath in, bring arms up and overhead, stretch as long as you can. And as you're ready, bend your knees, roll over onto your side. Take a couple of breaths here. On that next inhale, press into your hands and rise up to a sitting position, crossing legs in front of you or sitting comfortably. And check in one final time, body, mind, and soul. What has changed since you came to the practice today? Noticing also what has stayed the same accepting it as it is. Deep breath in, arms rise up and overhead, exhaling, hands to heart, bowing your head, joining me in prayer. Holy God, holy, 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 you call us to be holy as well, and it is through the transformation of your Holy Spirit that is possible. So help us to hear you well. Convict us, encourage us, give us courage so that we can be set apart for you, so that others will notice that we are different, and that in that we can reflect your glory into this world and draw people into your arms. It is in your name, Jesus, that we pray. Amen. Thank you for practicing with me today.